Tokyo Joe, 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 Tokyo Joe.
Hey everyone, it's Tokyo Joe.
Hey everyone, Tokyo Joe here, coming at you live from Tokyo Midtown, Tokyo, Japan. For those of you, Tokyo, you'll have my warmest welcome. Those of you in Omiya, Kawasaki, you'll have my sympathy. And for those of you around the world listening to this, welcome to Tokyo Joe's podcast. Hope you can stay with me. Today we're talking about a film set in Japan called Ramen Girl. Ramen Girl. Have you seen this film? In fact, strictly speaking, it's called The Ramen Girl. Okay, for those of you who can't stay on listen to the full podcast, here's my review of Ramen Girl. This movie is fucking bullshit. Alright? Complete fucking bullshit. Don't know anything about Tokyo. Right? The premise of this movie is that a young girl breaks up with a boyfriend and is stuck in Japan, falls in love, versus a ramen store. Okay? Bags and please for the shop owner of a ramen store, and I'll talk about ramen stores here, or ramen stores as they're called. Ramen stores. But just listen up. So, she basically begs and pleads. Finally, the owner of the store says, yep, you can work here, and he gets her cleaning the place up. She's cleaning the windows and the insides and the restrooms and everything else. And she has these kind of crises when her boyfriend, much like the boyfriend, I have to say, the husband in Lost in Translation, has to go to another part of Japan. In fact, he decides to leave her. Okay? She broke up with her boyfriend. So, she's kind of lost, and in a really important scene, there's one of these cats. Japanese have these cats in the windows with the paw up, you know, good luck for money. And she sees a cat waving at her. It's kind of like, it's one of those special effects where they get a porcelain cat and make it wave at her. And it's just, this movie is just, you know, really over the top. I did not enjoy it. My disbelief suspension was never on. You know, this thing is completely unrealistic. I mean, first of all, you cannot work in one of these ramen shops unless you speak Japanese, right? Even if it's behind the scenes, there's not a lot you can do that they can't do for themselves, okay? Not a lot you can do unless, you know, that another Japanese person can do for the ramen shop. 10 times better than you. So this girl apparently knows no Japanese. She doesn't speak any Japanese during the movie. Every time someone's talking to her in Japanese, she probably wouldn't even understand yes and no in Japanese. And she works for this is a girl played by the actress Brittany Murphy, right? She works for this guy who's actually acting like not very nice person to her, although he's busy making ramen. I can understand why he's not very nice. Doesn't have the time to be nice to her all the time, right? And so eventually, she gets to go to the inner circle of the ramen shop and actually touch the ramen stock, which is a big stock pot full of the ramen stock, which is used as the base for the ramen soup that you get when you buy ramen, okay? And lots of stuff in that. We can do a series on the different kinds of ramen that I like and the different places, ramen shops that I, Tokyo Joe, like here in Tokyo. And we can do another series on how to make ramen. Okay, I'll teach you how to do it, because don't believe everything you see on the internet, because I know how to do it. I'm Tokyo Joe. I know Tokyo, right? I know how to do it in Tokyo. And it's different in every little place that you go to, okay? Slightly different. But really, I mean, this character did not pull on my heartstrings even though she broke up with a boyfriend, I didn't care about her character so much. It does show you the reality of just how small and cramped and dirty some of Tokyo can be for a lot of people, right? Which is good. There are some good scenes. And she actually meets a local Japanese boy and goes out with him. She finds a romance. And that's good. I think that's good to have that in a movie. But honestly, if you're a person interested in ramen, you're not going to learn anything from this, right? Not so much, right? Except you get a good look behind the scenes of the kitchen of one ramen shop.
But there ain't no full nudity sex scenes in this, despite her having 2 boyfriends. So, I mean, for a lot of guys out there, this ain't going to be worth even renting. Okay? What about the characters in this film? Well, there are also some interesting characters in this movie. One of them is a British guy, and he wears a funny white hat on his head. Now, it's funny because this guy actually does resemble some of the people around here in Tokyo Town who come trying to make themselves big and famous. And you get the impression from this movie that if you come to Japan, put a big white funny-looking hat in your head, it looks like a grapefruit skin inside out, put it in your head, you'll get famous and you'll get successful. So it's kind of a parody of what a lot of gaijins try to do over here. And I thought that was actually kind of funny, except the film takes it seriously. And this guy's actually, in reality, in the movie, as the movie sees reality, a famous gaijin. It's funny. And his girlfriend, or his friend, not really his girlfriend, is also kind of a Carmen Miranda type character. And it's kind of funny because you do see these kind of characters around in Tokyo Town. But they don't get famous. People just kind of laugh them off and go, who the hell is that? What's that gaijin doing? He thinks he's like Bob Harris or something? So I think this is kind of interesting that the film included these characters because it will just perpetuate the gaijin activity like that because it'll be like a giant feedback loop of people coming over here trying to act like that. Kind of funny, actually. A lot of comparisons are being made to the movie Tampico, which is a famous Japanese movie. I'll do a review. Tampico came out sometime in the mid-'80s. It also has a ramen shop and ramen in the movie. There is, of course, also a Japanese film that came out in the 90s or 00s, and that's ramen itself. But there is no similarity to these classics. This movie, as far as I'm concerned, is an empty shell. It is so two-dimensional. Anyone who's been to Tokyo for more than 5 minutes will recognize that this movie does not reflect the reality of the interactions between the gaijins and the Japanese. Okay? It's so cartoonish and over the top. It is unrealistic, in my opinion. Okay? They also made some goofs in this movie, right? Okay? Like, there were some things in this movie to me that weren't right. The biggest thing was the interactions between this girl and the locals. And I think, from memory, the girl's boyfriend was actually a photographer, and he has to go somewhere like Osaka or somewhere else to shoot a band. And that's exactly like the plot in Lost in Translation, where the character played by the beautiful Scarlett Johansson has a husband who is in Japan as a fashion or film, some kind of photographer, and he's going down to Osaka or somewhere to shoot a band. I'm pretty sure it's a similar plot here in Ramen Girl. Anyway, folks, this film is fucking bullshit. Okay? Hope you enjoyed my review. I'd like you to subscribe, rate, comment. I might see you on the forum. Okay, take care. There's a link at the bottom. Enjoy the discussion about the Ramen Girl on the forum. See you there. Peace and love, Tokyo Joe. Bye.